Hello, guys. Hi,
Hello,
Kenneth.
guys. Hi, Harry.
Hello. How's everyone doing? Good evening. Good morning. Hi, Alina. Hi, Ray. Hi, Carol. Hello, everybody. What time is it over there in your country right now? Type in the chat and let us know. For us here in Malaysia and Singapore, it's 10:30 p.m. I'm glad that you guys in Malaysia and Singapore or anyone else within the same time zone, thank you for joining us this late. Okay. Now, the reason why we started so late was because Kenneth was really busy. He had so many consults for this signing up, and also because we have other events earlier, right? Okay. I hope you guys tune in to the live planning bootcamp express that Dawson and the team DAB held earlier. All right, Bogdan said it's 4:30 in Romania. Great. 7:33 a.m. in US right now, Scott. All right. That's awesome. Okay, guys. So today's session, you're gonna teach them. It's basically an interactive workshop, right? Where you're gonna teach the beginners, especially, all right, on how they can use Bazi, all right, to plan their path of least resistance. Am I right?
That's correct. That's correct. And
Okay.
I'm gonna expose a secret move that I use for myself that hasn't really been taught or hasn't really been focused yet, right? So I thought it would be as we approach to the end of 2021. I thought that everybody should, be exposed to this small little trick that I use for myself every single year, so that they can start planning for themselves.
That's awesome. I think it's very important, especially towards the end of 2021. We are just 2 months, less than 2 months left before the new year starts. All right. And if you have had a rough year, all right, or if you have had has a good year, okay, at least find out ways that you can improvise, okay, in the following 12 months, right? And I bet Kenneth, with his experience, with his various awesome case studies, all right, okay, you guys will definitely be benefiting from this workshop. All right. I hope you guys have your budget chart ready with you. Or for those of you who have enrolled for Thrive, all right, and if you have already gotten your Thrive report, okay, so have it ready with you as well. Okay. Otherwise, it's fine. Okay. Listen first. Okay. Don't panic. All right. And you can ask questions later. All right. So I'll pass it over to Mr. Kenneth Wong right now. Over to you.
All right. Thanks, Ari. So you see, guys, I mean, just take this as a very casual thing, okay? As we approach, I know today there's been like a marathon of webinars and Facebook Live. So I just want, and it's 10:30 here in Singapore and Malaysia. So I just want everybody just to relax as I slowly explain this small little technique that you guys can use, okay? That this is a small trick that I use for myself, okay? Let me share this file with you. Okay. So as we approach the end of the year, right? I would say as we approach the beginning of next year, this is like a very common thing that everybody is like, oh, is 2022 a great year for me, right? Which animal signs are really lucky? Is it good or is it bad? We start to get into the mood for this. Okay, as we move closer to the Chinese New Year, especially. Now, as we approach 2022, and if you have subscribed to Datuk Joey Yap's YouTube channel, you're probably very familiar with this. He will start posting his forecast of the 12 animal signs, and then if he's in the mood, he will do a lot of interactive multimedia sharing of the animal signs, how to use them, including the feng shui aspects of it as well, like which sector has the which star, if you're looking for connections, noblemen, if you're looking for an increase in cash flow, if you where is the 5-year low, stuff like that. So every year we go into this, okay, we start to get excited, we start to build momentum, right? Okay, is the animal sign, is the rat good, is the ox good, is the tiger good, right? I mean, we start to get into all that stuff, right? Most of the time it's for fun, okay? And then every year we get excited for Joey Yap's Feng Shui and Astrology seminar. Okay, this is the time where he's going to share his general outlook. Okay, and he's going to explain to you in much greater detail of the 12 animal signs as well as the Feng Shui aspects of it. And then if you're lucky, during the last day, he'll give you like really good dates for you to do some activations in your house. Okay, but this is the problem, okay? I've been following Dato Joey Yap for more than 10 years, more than a decade. And this always happens to me. Okay, so this build up of momentum, you start to find out, which animal sign in your chart is good, which is bad. You either become very ecstatic or you get depressed for the whole year, right? If you have bad animal signs. But the problem is after 1 week after the event, right? 1 week after the event, and especially after all the celebrations of the Lunar New Year or the Chinese New Year, most of us go back to status quo. Okay, go back to status quo, meaning, we build all the momentum and then we find out what's good, what's bad, and then suddenly, regardless what we know, okay, we go back to our daily lives and we go back to the same old, same old. Why does this happen? Okay, because there is no follow-up, or there is no plan, or we just do not know how to proceed, or is it just for fun? Okay, now I'm not sure how many of you experienced this, right? But through my 10 years of following Dato Joey Yap, in my very, very early years, what happened to me is that regardless whether I have good animal signs, the year always seems the same to me, not much of a difference. Okay, but those years that I have bad animal signs, it comes true, right? It comes true. Oh, bad animal signs. Okay, oh my God, I'm going to be so unlucky this year. Bad things are going to happen to me, right? This is going to be a crappy year. Okay, but when good animal signs and I'm looking forward to it, and then when I go through the entire year, I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? It's supposed to be good. Why is everything still the same? Maybe even if there's an improvement, it's only like plus 5 to 10%. No big deal. Okay. My brother, my own brother was so affected by this for like 5 years that he stopped attending Dato Joey Yap's Feng Shui and Astrology seminar. Now, and when I asked him why, he told me that, every year is going to be a bad year anyway. And when I'm going to have good years, nothing happens. Okay, nothing happens. So, I'm not sure whether you guys experience this. If you guys experience this type of me, okay, let me know that I'm not alone. And let me know that I've actually experienced this before. Because I know a lot of my friends and I know a lot of the community of the JY community have experienced this, and they have no idea what to do or what's going on. Okay, type of me if this has happened to you before. Okay.
Me. I want to voice out. It happened to me prior to me joining JY as well.
Yeah, I mean, this has happened to me for more than 10 years. Okay. So I thought that, I'll just look at this event like just for entertainment purposes. It's like a very good event to attend before we go into the new year, because we're in the mood for celebrations and stuff like that. And after that, whether it works or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, that was after a while I developed that attitude, because I did not know what to do and I did not see any results. And as human beings, once we don't see any results, right, we tend to be a bit like, it doesn't really work, but it's fun to hear about it. Okay. After all the hype, we go back to our busy lives. Okay, we go back to our busy lives and, we start firefighting like we always do every single year. And then even if we have good animal signs, we are still faced with obstacles, right? I mean, we are definitely going to face obstacles, right, along the way. Somehow we find it very tough for the year to be very, very smooth. Maybe out of 10 years, maybe only 1.5 years is like that, okay?
Sorry, and then sorry, can I interrupt you for a while? I think your slide is not moving. We are still seeing the first slide. Yeah, and probably
okay.
I saw someone commented just now as well. The slide is a bit small. A viewer on Facebook. Probably you might want to enlarge the slide a little bit.
I was showing it on full screen. How about now? Are you still seeing the first slide? How about the second slide?
Yeah, we are seeing the second slide, but it's rather small. Probably you can adjust the slide a little bigger at the bottom
Oh,
if you can. Otherwise, it's okay. Please continue. All right.
yeah.
ah,
Okay. How I'll just, yeah, how's this? How is this okay?
yeah, I think it's okay, guys, right? You guys can see the slides, right? Type in the command, please, so that we know you're all good. Okay, let's do it.
All good? Okay, great. Okay. So after all the hype, we go back to our busy lives and we start firefighting. Okay, we're going to face obstacles, and like what happened to us in 2022 and 2021, we face undesirable events, right? Unfortunately, like the pandemic caused like earth-shaking events, okay, which it's we can't do anything about it, and we are trying to find different ways of navigating, right? Certain bad things happen to us, and we are left on our own trying to find answers, okay. And then when we find answers or when the situation changes, we are given new options, which most of the time we have to make tough choices. Correct? So this is what most people, especially me, I've been facing for the last 10 years. Okay. So what's been going on? Are the animal signs sleeping, right? Now you know you need help along the way. All right. But through my 10 years of talking to a lot of people, okay, especially with my friends in the JY community, even before me being an apprentice or consultant, there are always two camps of people, right? Two camps of people when they need help. One is, I want to consult, but it's not worth the money, okay? I only have like one question, and I don't want to spend like 300 US just to ask one question. Okay. The other one is, I'm not sure if the consultant can help me, because this applies more to like relationships or like to business owners. I'm not sure whether this consultant has enough business background to understand what I'm sharing with him, okay, or her, right? And the most common one is, I do not know what to ask. Okay, I've got so many friends who belong to this category. Then the other camp is that, these are the strong people, right? These are the strong people. I prefer helping myself because I only trust myself. Okay. And then some people are like, I don't want to spend money because of circumstances or their current position. Okay. And I just want to help myself. That's the only help that I have right now. And the last one is when you have a big group of people who are very reserved. Okay, they do not like to share. They do not like to appear. They think that by sharing they appear weaker, right? They don't feel comfortable sharing their problems with a stranger. Okay, so basically there are two camps of people, but the commonality here is that both camps knows that they need help. I belong to this camp. Okay, I prefer helping myself. All right, based on my chart, I'm a very strong character. All right, and all these three so-called conditions actually applied to me in one particular year. Okay.
Kenneth, I saw a lot of
Yes.
people typing in the chats now, asking you to show it in full screen. Press F5.
Like this? Can you guess?
There's a portion of your slide, or you can click at the bottom of the slide that shows like a presentation mode.
Yeah, I'm in presentation mode. Can you guys see it okay or no?
Oh, but we are not seeing presentation mode. Like we are seeing the slides, a portion of it.
Okay.
Okay, let me share the screen for you. One and
Okay, sure. Good.
Hang on, guys. Okay, we want you to have the best experience. Hence, I'm a little bit very nyao.
Yeah, so sorry. Yes, so sorry about it, guys. I mean, this is just technical pandemic technical issues. I'm sorry.
All right, here you go, guys.
Okay. There you go. The host should have done it. Thanks, Avery. Okay, so this is me. Okay, I'm based on my chart. I'm a very, very strong character. I trust myself. But more importantly was I did not know who could help me. Okay. And back then there was one particular year. okay, I was only left with about 2,000 Sing dollars in my bank account. So every single cent was very, very important to me. And because I don't have the confidence whether the person I'm talking to is going to help me, I was too afraid to spend the kind of money. Okay. And, when you ask me to share my problems, it's a bit complicated. All right. It's a bit complicated. I probably need like 3 days to explain to the consultant. Okay. Next, please. So this is our bar chart. Okay. This is our bar chart. Now we look at this every single year, especially as we want to know, is this good animal sign? Is whether this, which animal sign is good, which animal sign is bad. All right. What are the energy changes for the new year? But I want to draw your attention to one particular section of the bar chart that is overly neglected. Okay. Next, please. The month pillars. Now, guys, type a me in the chat box if you hardly even pay attention to this every single year. You probably only see it one time and that's it. Type a me if you guys are guilty of it, just like me for 10 years. There you go, Carmen, Carol, Eugene, right? You see, no one looks at the month pillars because to us, it's just only a month. Everybody concentrates on the year and their natal chart. And then they look at their 10 profiles and they look at their 5 structures. All right. Because everybody likes, let me see. Somebody say, I do not know it exists, Anna. Okay. So that was how overly neglected this part of the bar chart is. Now, there is a particular reason why this is part of your bar chart. Because every year when we see, which animal signs come in, this year is the ox, next year is the tiger, all right, and how it interacts with our natal chart, that's all we see, all right. We like to look at the general picture and we think that throughout the whole year, nothing's going to change. Well, guess what? Okay, every month there is a different animal. Every month there is a different heavenly stand. Okay, every month there are smaller interactions with your chart. Okay, that is why in certain months we have bad events happening to us. In certain months, for some strange reason, even without lifting a finger, things happen to us. Have you guys experienced that? Okay, because this was what I discovered through my own research. Okay, I was wondering, why is this month so bad? Why is this month so good? Right? So over the years, I basically realized this was actually the interactions of the month pillars with my chart. Okay, next please. So this was a personal friend of mine. Okay, I spoke to him 4 days ago. Okay, and he came to me. This guy is not in Singapore. This guy is in Australia. All right, and he told me that, a lot of things have happened. Okay. There's a lot of changes in my environment. There's a lot of changes in my work. And now I'm in a tough situation. My bosses require me to think of a solution and I am stuck. Okay. I have the solution, but I do not know how to proceed with it. Now, guys, a lot of you who have spoken to me during the wealth discovery coaching, I have taught you how to pivot and how to take advantage of next year's opportunities. Okay. But this guy here, he knows what he has to do. Okay. And he has already pivoted. Right. But the problem is he has problems proceeding with his pivot. Okay. So what actually happens, right? Next, please. Okay. So let's just do a quick analysis of his chart, right? Now, in the year of the ox in 2021, okay, in his year pillar, he has the goat. So straight away, it is a direct clash. What a direct clash means is that there is changes. Now, the year pillar represents your market, represents your most external environment. Okay, that's why it says market changes. But why did I put in big market changes? Okay, now if you look at the ox, it has the earth, okay, the yin earth. Next, please. Okay, it has the yin earth. If you look at the goat, it has the yin earth as well. Now, the yin earth, visually, it's represented by the surface of the ground. Now, we all know that the surface of the ground hardly moves. When does it move? Earthquake. Correct? So once there's an earthquake, the ground moves. Everything on the surface of the ground gets affected. That's an earthquake. That's why I say it's big market changes. Next, please. Then he told me, okay, so when the ox and the goat, okay, clashes in two ways. Okay, the first way is the water, the yin water will clash with the yin fire. Okay, so the yin water is DO, direct officer. Okay, direct officer. Direct officer normally represents systemic changes. Okay, it represents bosses as well. Okay, now the yin fire talks about rock wealth. Rock wealth is about losing something or basically a new arrangement. So what he told me was because of the pandemic, okay, his company went through a very big retrenchment exercise. He wasn't affected, okay, but there was like major movements of people leaving and coming. Next, please. And then, because of the massive retrenchment exercise, right, he was caught in a situation whereby, because he was left behind, and he naturally elevated into a senior position because people left and he didn't, right? So he went into a senior position and his bosses told him, okay, now with your limited manpower, rethink how to manage the operations, okay, and try to produce the same results or better results. Now, DW, which is the metal, the yin metal in the ox, will come and clash with the yin wood, which is DR. Okay, so DW talks about management, DR talks about learning or analyzing, okay, data. Next. Okay, and he has a dog in the month, okay? So the ox and the dog forms a bullying punishment. That was why he felt that, what the bosses asked him to do was really bullying him, because he was forced to come up with a solution for greater productivity, better results, with limited manpower, limited resources, not much support from the bosses. So he felt like the whole career situation was actually bullying him. Next. But he has a rat in the day. Now, the day pillar talks about himself, talks about his planning process. Okay, so the ox and the rat combines, it forms the 6 harmony combination. Okay, so at a higher level of 八字, the day pillar talks about your immediate office as well. Okay, even though it's a combination, it still represents changes. Okay, that's why there's office changes. Next. The combination of the rat and the ox produces a very special element of earth. Okay, of earth. Now, what is earth to a yang fire day master? Okay, it is the output, which is your EG and HO, your eating god and your hurting officer. That means, based on what he has to do, he has to come up with a creative strategy, a new plan, right, to pursue whatever his bosses wanted. Next, please. So he already knew what to pivot. He knew what happened. Things already happened to him, and he already knew the answers of his bosses. And he actually came up with a very creative solution that his bosses approved. Now, what was his problem? He had no idea how to proceed. He did not know the first step. Now, guys, how many times has this happened to you? Type a 1, okay? You know exactly what to do. You know exactly what's the problem, right? But you do not know the first step. Okay, type a 1. Okay. I think I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds. I think it's a bit lagging. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now I'm starting to see all the ones coming through. Okay, now this is how you should do it. Okay, there you go. There you go. The first step is very, very important, right? Why is the first step so important? Because that taking the first step puts you into a process mode. That means you're starting to do something. The first step leads to the second step, leads to the third step. If you hit a wall, you go around the wall, go to the fourth step, go to the fifth step, right? Stuff like that. So you have to go into a process. Why is this so important? Once you go into a process, it will lead you somewhere. Guaranteed, it will lead you somewhere. And it's guaranteed that it will lead you, maybe not to the final destination, but it will lead you closer to the destination. Okay? Now, what happened to this friend of mine was that because he had no idea of the first step, he just went into his safe zone, which was just constant analysis, constant thinking, just thinking, full on analysis paralysis, right? Full on stagnation. That was what happened to him. And that's why he called me up one day. He sounded very down and he said, Kenneth, can you please show me the first step? You don't have to tell me what's the solution. I already know the solution. Tell me how to proceed with it. Okay? So when I spoke to him 4 days ago, right? We were only left with 2 months in 2021 based on calendar year. Okay? Next, please. So if you look at November itself, okay, HO on top. Okay, what's the difference between the top and the bottom? The top talks about whatever you do, people can see it very clearly because it's up in the open. Okay, so HO talks about a lot of communication. All right, a lot of talking, but talk about what? Right, next please. 7K represents problems. Okay, so so this gives you an inclination. Okay, you're going to be talking about problems. Okay, next please. Now, IR, indirect resource, talks about, indirect resource talks about changing market trends. Why is it indirect resource? Because there's no hard data, right? There's no facts and figures. You just know, right? For example, there is a pandemic. You just know that, business is not so good, but you don't have the facts, the real detailed numbers. So that's what IR is, very instinctive, very surface, right? You can't prove it, but it's just how you can see it, right? So next, please. So what was the first move? That was what I advised him. Communicate to potential partners, because he mentioned to me that the solution involves using a collaboration with other people. Okay, because now he's lack of manpower, so he has to collaborate with other distributors and other potential partners to share, expertise, to share the market share, right? To share inventory, to share manpower, to share expertise, even to share a certain level of finances. Okay, so based on his purpose of collaboration, I told him from November 7th to December 6th, okay, communicate to potential partners about the problems due to changing market trends. Why is this so important? Because the energy of communication and educating people about the problems because of the changing market trends that is making everybody suffer. So you need to educate people about the problem first, so people understand the intensity of the problem. Some people know that they are suffering, but they do not know why. So you have to educate. So the very first step is to pick up the phone, right, and give them a call. All right, and say, hey, bro, how's business? Yeah, the things are bad, right? All that stuff, right? And then you start to chit chat about, this silly pandemic is causing everybody to go downhill, stuff like that. But you know what? Everybody's suffering. But what if I have a solution? Are you willing to hear me out? That's all he had to do. Pick up the phone and start triggering a conversation. Okay? And propose collaboration as a solution. Because everybody's in some level of pain. Everybody wants to find an answer, right? So he can be the hero that goes out and says, this is what I propose. What do you guys think? Now, of course, this does not guarantee him 100% success. But it triggers the first step. Why? Because the first step triggers a conversation so that if there's anything that the potential partner doesn't like, the potential partner is going to tell him his concerns, his worries, his uncertainties, all that stuff. This gives him the step 2, which is going back to refine his proposition. He's going back to refine his proposal, how to collaborate. He's starting the discovery process, right, of collaboration. Under what circumstances would people be willing to collaborate with me? Can you see that instead of being in stagnation and constantly thinking and not going anywhere about it, now by picking up the phone, he has triggered a process moving forward. Okay, next please. Now let's talk about December then, right? Let's talk about December. Ooh, IW. Okay, IW talks about getting into a better financial position. Okay, getting into a better financial position. Next, please. DO talks about a position of higher authority. This might not be on paper, but it could also mean that people treat you with higher regard. People respect you more. Now, DO also talks about systems. Okay, next please. So this was what I said to him from December 7th to January 6th. Okay, based on the discussions that you have been having with different partners, different external partners, anybody that you need, third-party contractors, whoever you need, right? Create a system for collaboration arrangement. Okay, because in the month of November, he would have gotten enough information, some form of common ground would have been reached. Then in December, he is supposed to make this official and create a system so that everybody knows exactly what they have to do. Everybody knows their work scope, their contributions, how to share profits, what's the percentage of the profit that I'm supposed to share. So everybody is very clear. Everything is systemized. Next, please. Now, DO also talks about legal stuff. Okay, DO talks about legal stuff, talks about proper governance, talks about rules and regulations. Okay, so I told him, you're gonna be talking to a lot of people. You talk to party A, you're gonna have a certain arrangement. You talk to party B, you're gonna have a certain arrangement. You talk to party C, things might change a bit depending on how they fit into the system, right? Now, there is going to be a very high chance, right, when you're talking to so many people, you are going to be lost in translation. Okay, you won't be able to remember stuff. So how do we do it? Let's legalize everything via paperwork, whether it's agreements, whether it's contracts, right? So 2 parties sign it, right? Make it legal. So if there's any discrepancies, just use that. Okay, so that you keep the integrity of the system. Okay, next please. And in January, right? In January, what's going to happen? Next. DW. Okay, DW is talking about management. DW is talking about being very busy because you're constantly working, right? DW, direct wealth, talks about the working wealth star. Okay, so you're going to be very busy. But what are you going to be busy with? Next. HO, communication again. But what are you communicating this time? Okay, next. You are going to be communicating a lot about the system that you created. Maybe there's some refinement that you have to do. Maybe you're trying to get new partners to come in and you're explaining how this system is going to help everybody. Okay, next. Okay, so from December 7th to January 4th, educate and promote new collaboration arrangement. Okay, you got to educate, right? You got to tell people how this is going to work for them. All right, and then explain to them how this collaboration, how do we collaborate and grow the system with more partners. Okay, and then because DW is the main energy, you have to manage resources. What are resources? Resources talks about money, talks about time, effort, manpower, assets, connections, whatever that is on your plate that you have access to. You see, so this talks about his planning process for 3 months. But this also gives him a pretty good indication on how his plan is going to unfold. Who likes this? Type of me. Okay. I think it takes about a minute before I see the chat moving. There you go. There you go. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Okay. Now, this is the secret trick that I use for myself. Now, the trick here is you do not have to plan all 12 months. That's the beautiful part. Okay. Because you can't do this without a purpose. Okay. Because along the way, right, just say, right, I don't expect everybody to have a purpose at the beginning of the year. Is having a purpose at the end at the beginning of the year is like a New Year resolution which doesn't come true. Okay, I've been trying my New Year resolution has been trying to lose 10 kg for the last 20 years. Trust me, it has never come true. Okay, so the thing is this, all right? Always have a purpose, and this purpose, no matter how small your milestone that you want to achieve is, all right, just start it. Right, you just say that suddenly you found you have to do something, right? Just say you have to do something in the middle of the year, like June. Okay, start looking at the June month pillar. Okay, suddenly just say you're just like my friend, right? The last 2 years, right? The last 2 years of 2021, suddenly you are faced with this situation. Start looking at the month that you are in that situation. So that is your starting point. That is the trick to using the month pillar. Okay, let me see. Where can I look up what the abbreviations? Oh, okay. I mean, you have to be exposed to parts a bit, right? People who are exposed to it, they know that DW is direct wealth, IW is indirect wealth, right? So then based on, Dato Joe Yap has written a lot of books, right? You can just access the information by buying book 1 of the Parts series, and then it'll tell you every single thing. Or you can just, thanks Ray, you can just Google it, right? The meaning might vary a bit, but more or less you get the essence of it. All right. Okay, so next please. Okay, so I know a lot of guys, a lot of people tell me that, Kenneth, sometimes when you have your webinars and sometimes when you share case studies, right? I do not know, I can't see it because not everybody gets to see it. That's how social media works. Not everybody gets to see it when you post it. Sometimes they just miss it out of all the cluster, right? So if you guys like the way I analyze stuff, you guys like the way I share my case studies, real case studies, by the way, you can join my Telegram group. Okay, yeah, Ray, I know you're in. Thanks, man. You can scan the QR code or you can just type in the link. All right. Okay, next, please. So I'm going to share a very special story with you guys. I know you guys have heard that a lot of you guys know me because I shared my story about how I use Parts to escape bankruptcy, and I swear in the last 2 weeks, a lot of people during the consults, at the end of the consult, they say, Kenneth, I really have to ask you this. How long have you been practicing Parts before the crisis hit in order for you to get out of bankruptcy? Next, please. So in 2017, right, as I said, I've been following Dato Joe Yap for more than 10 years, but the problem is I've only treated FSA, Feng Shui and Astrology seminars it's like an annual entertainment event just before Chinese New Year, just to get into the mood, right? Because I like all this metaphysics stuff, but I didn't really know how to get into it, right? So what I did was I went to just buy 5 books. He has 5 Parts books, right? And I signed up an online course called Grow Rich with Parts. It's no longer available. I think they've renamed it into Plan. I think it's like Plan Your Destiny 2.0, right? I had zero knowledge on Feng Shui. The only thing I knew was avoid star 5. I did not know why. I just know that was trouble. So that was all the Feng Shui knowledge I knew. Qi totally zero. Okay. So all my knowledge on Parts was from the books, and the techniques I learned was by learning from Grow Rich with Parts multiple times, okay, because I was desperate. All right, 2017. In 48 hours, 80% of your clients declared bankrupt, and then that put you into the very, very deep ocean. So I was drowning, right? Savings account was close to zero, and I still had staff to pay. And the market was already going down, and I did not draw salary for more than 1.5 years. So my savings was also depleting. That was why I was only left with $2,000. Next, please. So based on certain techniques and looking at my chart like 24 hours a day, right, trying to find answers, right? So with my beginner 八字 knowledge, right, I managed to design a really rough, a really simple strategy. Now, a lot of people ask me, Kenneth, can you show me your 16 steps, how you got out of bankruptcy? Unfortunately, it takes too long, right? That has to be done in a classroom session, but I can review today one of the main steps that helped me push through the entire process. So with my limited parts of knowledge, I came up with a plan, and I knew I had to raise $750,000 in 2 weeks to pay off all the creditors. That means all the banks. I had 2 banks chasing me, right? I had everybody chasing me. And then, if I didn't pay my staff, they will start chasing me as well, okay? Now, the thing was this, right? When you raise money from people, when you take money from investors, right, you make sure that you need to find a way to pay them back, correct? If not, you're not going to be able to raise any money, okay? So the next step was to sell off the factory and repay the investors. Now, that's not the hard part. The hard part was in 6 months, okay? Close off the company and exit with $500,000 capital protected. Next, please. So with 八字 alone, the first step, no problem, right? Raise 750,000. I know who to go to. I came up with the list. I knew, right? I knew. I haven't opened my mouth yet, but I knew, okay? But then I could not find an answer, right? How to sell the factory and repay the investors, especially in 6 months. All right, that was the roadblock in my process. Okay, in my process, it's very good to come up with. It's very easy to come up with a solution on paper, but when you actually execute it, you're bound to hit certain, obstacles to hit certain milestones, right? I'm sure all of us, the plan just does not go smoothly. We always have to hit a brick wall, and we have to find ways to go around it, right? Next, please. There's something, I have to say this, okay? There's something very miraculous happened. 2017 was the first Thrive ever. First, right? I've been following Dato' Joya for so many years. This never existed, okay? Trust me, all of us who signed up for it, right, did not know what this was, okay? All we knew was that FSA is general outlook. Thrive was a personalized outlook. And we were like, whatever that meant, no idea. Really no idea, okay? But anyway, I was desperate, and I was sold based on a plug and play system. That means you don't have to be an expert at 八字, you don't have to be an expert at feng shui, you don't have to be an expert at qi. Whatever the report, whatever you learn at Thrive, you can plug and play without knowing how it works, you get the results. So I was like, is that right? Right? And this was Dato' Joya is a very fun person. Okay? He likes to come up with surprises, especially for new events. So this was an absolutely new event. Okay? So what he did was he surprised us on the second day. It was a 3-day event. So on the second day, this was still live. This was at MBS, the MBS in Singapore, right? And all of us did not know what to expect. We just thought that it was going to be 3 days. He's talking to us, showing us slides, just like FSA, the normal stuff. But then he came up with something called the Thrive Report. This was a personalized 45-page report. And I was like, holy cow, what is this? Okay, and the special thing about this report is that it's personalized to you. That means other people can't use it, only you can use it. And I was like, wow, that's special. Okay, and I need this because I'm the one facing the problem, and I'm the one. Okay, I want to know. Okay, what anything in this report actually helps me. Okay, because I was such a beginner at everything. Right. Next, please. So I'm just going to quickly, right, tell you exactly what I spotted in the report because I was desperate. I had no time to go and analyze every single thing in the report. No, I just wanted answers. Okay, I was desperate, and time was not on my side. Okay, so what happened? Okay, this is just a sample. This is not the exact chart because I can't find my report since 2017. But I'm going to tell you exactly what I used. Now, I was in a situation whereby I was desperate to quickly sell off my factory so that I can pay off my investors. Okay, if not, I'm going to be charged with more interest, and I'm going to dig myself into a deeper hole. So just say, take for example, in September 2017, this was the Flying Star chart. Okay, this was the Flying Star chart for the month of September 2017. Next, please. Mind you guys, back then I had zero feng shui knowledge, zero. Okay. During Thrive, I think it's Affinity. I was meant to hear this from Datuk Joey Yap. Okay, he was probably in the mood to share this. All right, and I was there. Okay, he told me that the number 8 and the number 2 combination in the same palace forms a structure called follow the property. I was like, that's interesting. What is it? Okay, it talks about trying to find a good property to buy or trying to get people, trying to sell off a property. I was like, wow, that's what I need, right? That's what I need, okay? But you see, guys, if you know how a property is being sold, you know, all right? I'm sure there are a few real estate agents right here, right? It doesn't happen like that. It's not like going to the supermarket and just pick up a can of Coke and then just leave, right? It takes time. You have viewings. People will negotiate the price. They come back for second viewing, third viewing. They ask stupid questions, right? And then after a while, hopefully they'll give you an offer, right? That's how selling a property works. Okay, next please. So in my head, I was thinking, so I'm not going to sell the property within a month, right? Quickest 3 months to 4 months. Okay, quickest, right? So what was I going to do, right, for the rest of the months? Then Datuk Joey Yap shared something. Right? He said that if you want to find money, if you want to see money, okay, look for the number 8 star, because in period 8 is the prosperity star, right? 8 is the wealth star, okay? And he exposed a technique called chasing the wealth star. And I was like, wow, I need to chase wealth. I need it, right? So he said, okay, just say in January 2017, right? Just say January 2017, you start the process with the 2-8 combination. That means you are trying to do something with your property. You're trying to sell it, okay? So I started this process. Okay, how did I start? If you look at the 2-8 combination, it is in the north sector. So guess what did I do? I left my bedroom. I found the north sector of my house and I slept there for the entire month. Every time when I spoke to the real estate agent, I spoke at that sector. Back then, I had no idea how to activate stuff, nothing, right? I was too scared of everything. But the only thing I could do was just literally squat, okay? Literally squat, lean against the wall and speak to the real estate agent, negotiate, and any form of discussions like, do we need to lower the price, are we going to increase the advertising efforts? Anything to do with the property, I ran to the north side of my house and I had the conversation. We had more and more viewings. Okay. Now, the following month, obviously that month, the property wasn't sold. In February 2017, where is the number 8 star? It's in the southwest. Guess where? Guess what I did? I moved my mattress. Okay. In Southeast Asia, we have mattresses. We don't move the entire bed, the mattress. And I moved it to the southwest section. Okay. Back then, the southwest section was actually my toilet. I did not sleep in the toilet. I slept next to the bathroom door. Okay. And my mom thought I was crazy. I said, leave me alone. If I sell the factory, then talk to me. Right. So that was what I was doing. I was chasing the wealth star. So every month I was sleeping. I was doing all the activities in the moving wealth star, right? Because the number 8 star will move to different sectors every single month. Again, a lot of viewings. The offers came in, but it was too low and all that stuff because this was in a very bad real estate market. Then the following month, in March 2017, the 8 star went to the east. Okay, went to the east. So same thing, I moved to the east and I slept there for the entire month. But the lucky thing was I only slept there for 2 weeks. Guess why? Because 2 weeks into the month of March 2017, we were given an offer just meeting our minimum price, and we sold it. Okay. Why was it so hard to sell the property despite lowering the price? Because the entire building, was on sale. Everybody was selling, right? So everyone's just competing and all that stuff. So I needed all the help I could get, because my office unit was no different from my neighbor. And everyone was selling, everyone was in trouble, right? This was back in 2017 during one of the biggest oil and gas crisis. Okay, so all the industrial players were affected, right? And apparently this guy, this buyer, he looked at so many properties for 3 years and he could not find the right property for him. Okay. And then when he saw my property, he said that I want this, but I do not want to pay market price. Give me a good price. Okay. And I gave him a good price. We negotiated a bit, done deal, just like that. 2 weeks into March. Okay. So who likes this story? This is real life, 2017. Okay. Now, why was this a pinnacle milestone for me? Was because if I didn't manage to sell the property, right, I would not have had the money to return to my investors. They in turn would have sued me, and then I would be bankrupt for 10 years. Okay, great. Okay.
Wow, Kenneth. I've heard of your stories before, but I didn't know, you didn't tell me that you slept right next to the bathroom door.
Desperate situations calls for desperate measures, right? You gotta trust me. I was desperate. Okay, I was okay with the toilet. Trust me, that was the least of my problems.
Yeah, man. I think this is the classic example of what Dato always say: DWIT. Do whatever it takes. All right. If you want something that bad, all right, and you gotta have it, I think, sleeping, even asking you to sleep in the toilet, if you want it that bad, right, I think it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I know. I mean, thank goodness my chart was very stubborn. I'm a very stubborn person based on my chart, so I was very adamant. About getting what I want, because I was that desperate. Because it was my entire family on the line, right? So that was a big enough reason for me to do whatever it took.
Yeah. I hope you guys, take this great example from Kenneth, okay? And, do when you really want something badly, right? At least, get started. The easiest way is to get started first, right? And I like what you said just now, about New Year resolution, right?
Yeah, trust me.
You try to make New Year resolution, but it rarely. I mean, for some people, you might have, the willpower and the discipline to make it happen. But for me, I'm the same as you. I always want to lose 5 kg. Every beginning of the year, I tell myself I want to lose 5 kg, but it never happened.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, it doesn't happen. Look at me. You think it happened? Nah, I don't think so, right?
All right. So we want to take some questions now, kind of from the viewers. We have about 282 live viewers with us right now, both on YouTube and on Facebook. All right, guys.
Excellent.
If you have any questions or you want to ask Kenneth, this is the time right now that you can type in the chat box, and we'll take some questions. All right, and if needed, if I have to plot a budget chart for you, I will do it now. All right, okay. But do provide your date of birth, time of birth, and your gender as well. All right. I hope I don't need to, but if needed, I will go the extra mile for you guys. All right. Any questions, guys? Type in the chat right now. If you don't have, then we'll leave it as it is.
I'm seeing quite a bit of questions right here. Okay, let me pick. Normally, I don't pick because if people get angry, I'll normally throw it to Ari. But yeah, I just saw one question that I have to answer, because everybody, when they think of the Wealth Star, Everybody just activate it for the whole year, and then they start chasing the wealth like crazy. Guys, relax, okay, relax. This can be a double-edged sword. Okay, I'm going to answer the question by Rena Kwok. Okay, now, what if we reside in the wealth sector for the year? Is it sufficient, or do we have to chase the wealth sector every single month? First of all, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? Are you chasing for sales? Are you trying to close a very big deal, but you can't close it? But you know you're very close, you're very, very close, but yet for some strange reason, it keeps getting delayed. If that is the case, go for it. Now, don't just because it's the wealth and you chase every single month. I can tell you that might actually be your answer to losing weight, but not getting rich. Okay? You don't get rich, you get exhausted. Why? It's because wealth is not money. Wealth is working. Okay, that means, are you in a position to make more money? For example, if you're an employee working 12 hours, just say work from home, right? 12 hours a day working from home, you're still going to draw the same salary every single month. If you chase the wealth star, what is going to happen? You're going to start working 16 hours a day because your boss is going to give you so much work. But at the end of the month, you are still going to be drawing the same amount of salary. Okay, now, but if you're in sales, okay, that's different, right? Because you're in the revenue center, right? You can chase for sales, you can go and close deals. Use this, don't use it every month because it is very tiring. It's very exhausting. I have to warn you first, okay? So just say use this when just say you have to close like a really, really big deal. This is going to hit your annual target. Just say you have to do this and you have been following up for a very long time. And because it's such a big project, right? You start chasing. This will quicken this will be a catalyst to what you want. Okay. So don't like in the wise words of Dato' Joey Yap, if you activate all the good stars in your house, you are going to be on Viagra for the rest of the year. Okay, because suddenly you can't handle it. Like, you so much work, everybody's going to be calling you, everybody's going to help you, and then at the end of the day, right, you're going to just screw everything up. You're going to offend people. You know, you're going to be so busy, but the money doesn't grow. You know, stuff like that, and then the good stars automatically becomes bad effects. So don't do it. Okay.
Yeah, well said, Kenneth. I think a lot of time, right, especially people who are not familiar with feng shui, when they heard the term chasing the wealth star, I mean, it's like, wow, I want to chase the wealth star, okay, without knowing, exactly what you should be facing, it requires you to chase the wealth star. Yeah, I think that is a very good reminder. Thank you so much, Kenneth. And I hope, Rena, you got that advice, okay? And hopefully you'll know what to do when you need to do. All right. Let's see if there are other questions. I saw a follow-up question by Rina. Let's just take this first. If you want to rise up the corporate ladder and get the career success we desire, I'm a fixed income analyst.
Star number 6. The star number 6 is the authority star. Okay, it's the authority star. Now I'm going to share this very quick story with you. Avi, you might want to cover your ears. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay. I was an apprentice for over a year, and I was like, when am I going to get promoted to a consultant? Okay, when am I going to get promoted to a consultant? Because back then the pandemic just started. Everybody's so busy transiting onto online. Everyone's busy, so it's nobody's fault. It's just how it is, right? So what did I do? Guess. I went to find the star number 6, and I chased it for 2 months. Guess what happened? Avery organized 20 consults for me in 2 days. Based on the feedback, I got promoted. Of course, in line with my promotion staff, which is the snake this year, right? That was why I knew how to use feng shui to accelerate my potential based on my parts chart. That's how I got promoted to a consultant in, when was it? July, was it? I think
it was July. Wow, now I know the secret. I have to tell you guys this, Now I don't know that now that you mentioned, it was like, honestly, I first noticed Kenneth, okay, as an apprentice, was when Dato' Joey Yap shared on his Telegram, okay, on a YouTube video that Kenneth did, right? So that time, because I was really busy with my work, I saw that and I thought, wow, this is interesting. But I left it as it is. After a couple of months, I saw it. I forgot which month did that took post already. After a few months later, okay, then I don't know why it suddenly struck me. Okay, let's look back at Dato Seringan. I remember there was someone that attracted me that time. So I scrolled back and I found Kenneth, and I thought, okay, now this is really really good. And I approached him and told him, I want to do this for you. All right, and I think that was July.
Exactly. That was June actually, because I did that was my examination, 20 consults in 2 days, right? So that was in June, and then it took some time for the feedback to come in and all that stuff. So after that, when July hit, all right, based on Bazi as well, right, then that was the timing that was offered. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. All right, Rina, there you go, Rina. Okay, star number 6. Okay. All right. I saw Michelle Noah ask, how do I get a consult with you? Kenneth? All right. Get in touch with me. All right. Or any of my team members, okay? PM me on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm basically his personal, this rock star.
She's my boss. She's my boss. She's my boss, all right?
Manager.
She tells me what to do, okay?
All right. Let's take another one. All right. I saw this quite interesting. Xin Hui Pei is asking, what about planning for a new baby? Which star to follow?
Planning for a new baby. Okay, planning for a new baby. I mean, I've had, the thing is, okay, it's not just about the stars. Dato Joya actually has a technique for this, but normally when you talk about planning for a baby, I look at your Bazi chart. Okay, now when you talk about a baby, it talks about about the hour pillar. Because the hour is your assets, your children are your assets. Hopefully, when they grow up, right, they take care of you. So that's why we place children in the hour pillar. Let's hope that they are not task use, right? So it's okay, right? So what happens is that if you, depending on which animal sign you have, okay, try to find a combination or a clash. If possible, a destruction if you want, right? Because there will be some changes there. Okay, so if you find this opportunity coming, especially when, okay, as a female, especially when 2022, just say 2022, 2023, 2024, they are your HO or EG years, very high chance. Because EG and HO to a female is output. Your children belongs to your output. Okay. There you
That's
go.
interesting.
So yeah.
All right, Xin Hui. So look at the Bazi chart and plan when to do it. Okay.
Very important.
All right, let's take one from Fariz. If wood is detrimental to me as I'm a weak earth, what is the general advice for next year as it is full on wood with pig year tiger?
Next year is not just next year. Is for the next 3 years is wood years, right? Because the tiger, the rabbit, and the dragon, these are the 3 animal signs that belong to the season of spring, which is the element of wood. Now, why is wood detrimental to you? Now, you see, this is the thing that people, just because you're a weak earth, does not mean that when wood comes in and control you, it means you're going to die. You're not. Okay? Wood to you is your influence. It talks about your DO and 7K. Now, wood years, DO talks about what? The position of authority or a new boss. So when you have wood coming in, there's a high chance that you might be promoted into a position of authority, or you might get a new boss if you're looking for a job. If 7K is strong in your chart, you're going to have a lot of courage. You're going to have a lot of opportunities trying to solve problems and prove your worth. So opportunities are coming your way. It's not detrimental to you. It's lucky for you. Okay? And it's for 3 years. Okay? So come on.
That's awesome. Fariz, wow. Isn't that amazing? I mean, a lot of people, right, when they look at Bazi, they thought something is bad. We usually just look at the bad stuff, right? Okay, we usually notice the bad stuff first. Okay, before we notice the good stuff. Okay, but whenever there are, what I learned in Bazi is, especially clashes. Whenever there are clashes that we see in Bazi chart, a lot of people thought, oh shit, there's a clash, or something bad is going to happen. What is going to happen to me? But if you look at the other side of the sword, right? Clashes means changes means opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. So First, do take note of that and do something about it. Plan ahead, right? Okay. Now, this is supposed to be a Bazi session, right? End up, I saw a lot of feng shui questions right now.
Oh no. Okay, guys. Okay, just before you get into all the feng shui stuff and start depending only on feng shui, I have mentioned this before, but for your sake, I'm going to mention it again. A lot of people are confused between 八字, feng shui, qi men. Okay, so I'm going to explain it to you again. Everything starts with 八字because 八字 talks about yourself. Okay, now look at 八字 as, okay, for example, you go to see a doctor. Okay, the doctor would ask you what's going on, they'll listen here and there, they'll check you out, all right, and then they're going to make a diagnosis. That is 八字. Diagnosis, that means what do you need? What is going on? Why are you going through this pain, right? Which is exactly what some people are going through some level of pain, losing jobs, tough decisions, all that stuff. That is diagnosis. Through the diagnosis, we know the purpose. That means how to go for the treatment. Okay, the treatment is your feng shui. So don't do feng shui without a purpose. You don't take medication without finding out what's wrong with you, right? Okay, so don't be overly focused on feng shui for now. Be very clear about the diagnosis. That means what is wrong, what do you really need. That is why at the beginning of the year, everybody comes for a 八字 consult. It's for the diagnosis. Then we know which stars in feng shui to activate, okay, to get the treatment and the effect. Okay, qi men is talking about your divine luck to find the right doctor, okay, to make the right diagnosis and offer you the right treatment. That is how it works. Okay, so I know there are some people who are good at feng shui. They just activate every single thing, super Viagra moment for the whole year, and then nothing happens. Right? That's the problem, because you are taking all this. Don't be a drug dealer, right? Don't just take drugs and sell drugs to people, right? You have to get that diagnosis first.
That's right. I think we do a lot of feng shui consults, right? And we usually, the first thing that we ask our clients are, what are your objectives? Feng shui is a very objective driven science, okay? Without an objective, basically, you can't monitor your results, right? That's the most important. You want to be able to see results for what you have implemented. And without the right objective, okay, you don't know where you should look for. What kind of results will you be expecting, right? So there you go. All right. Let's pick Teresa Stevens asking, thanks, hi Kenneth, thanks for the great tips. Husband has 3 EG, year, month, and hour pillars. Any recommendations for him? I'm worried he moves too slowly.
Why is EG moving slowly? Is his EG Earth? Right, Teresa? Okay, normally when you worry about moving slowly, it talks about the element of Earth. Just say if you have a lot of Earth, like more than two Earths, okay, you tend to be slower. There's a lot of inertia, okay? Right, EG talks about this guy is a great planner. All right, you might think that he's not moving, but his mind is moving. Okay, and you need this kind of mind to solve problems, because in the classic books, EG controls 7K. Okay, so if you really think that he has a problem, come for a consult with me. Just like what Ray Buck said, you see. Thanks, buddy. Right, because if you say it like that, right? If you say it like that, it just tells me that this guy is a great thinker. But he might be a bit too idealistic if his EG is super unhealthy. So I can recommend certain things, all right, to help him rebalance, not to be so idealistic.
That's right. Sorry, I'm just typing in the comment right now. Okay, for those of you who want to get Kenneth for a consult, you can email to consults@joeyyap.com. All right. Okay, we'll pick up your inquiry from there. Okay. Now, let's pick another. No, before we pick another one, all right, guys. Do you guys want Kenneth to answer more of your questions? I mean, if you do, you can stay until 1-2 a.m. Oh, he's speechless right now. Okay, but
I'm okay. You're the boss.
Before that, right? Okay. Now I want to share something with you guys. All right. So some of you might have already, sorry, let me hide the comments just now. Yeah, some of you might have already enrolled for Thrive. Okay, how many of you have already enrolled for Thrive, this event by Dato' Joe Yap that's happening this weekend? Type in a me in the chat if you have already signed up. Okay.
I have.
Yeah, me too. Every year without a miss. Okay. Yeah, I saw a lot of me. Yeah.
There you go. Good, good, good.
Yeah, other than our Joey Yap's Feng Shui and Astrology, which is our signature event, Thrive is the other one that you can't miss. Okay, guys. All right. I'm telling you, this really, really sincerely, okay, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, because when I joined JY 4 years ago, right? My first live event, physical event that I attended as a JY staff was a Thrive, all right? And it was so mind blowing for me because I don't know anything about Chinese metaphysics prior to this at all. Okay, for me it's like, okay, some traditional stuff, where Chinese people attend and all those things, right? Okay, but when I listened to Dato in Thrive, right, I was totally mind blown because he gave us very practical ways, okay, to plan our actions based on our blueprint, our parcel blueprint, and which is exactly similar to what Kenneth have shared with you guys just now. Very practical way to use your parcel chart to use what you see in a parcel chart or in the feng shui chart, right? Because without a plan, an action plan, right? Stars are just stars, numbers are just numbers, elements are just elements, animal signs are just animal signs, right? Even by knowing it, what do you do about it, right? You need to come up with an action plan. And Thrive is the one event that I think you guys shouldn't miss. If you've never attended before, trust me, your mind will be blown away. All right, so this is happening on the 19th of November, on Friday, starting at 7 p.m. And second day will be on Saturday, and third day Sunday, all right, at 1 p.m. Right. If you guys have not enrolled it, I hope you guys will consider today. All right. Go ahead to the link or scan the QR code, joeyyap.com/2022 path, all right, to enroll yourself so that we'll see you during on this weekend. All right. Now, there are two different packages that we offer. If you're a beginner, okay, and you have not attended Thrive before, okay, you can try the general admission, okay, pay $197, all right. Basically, not just you can access, because now it's a virtual event, all right. The whole family, if you have 10 people in your family, all 10 of you can sit in front of your monitor, Bluetooth it or share it via your big TV screen, and everybody can watch at the same time. Previously, without the virtual event, all right, when we have only live physical event, each and every person have to get your own personal ticket to access the event. All right, so this is really amazing. All right, now you get the replay as well. Okay, a one-time replay scheduled recast that will be given. All right, and this is what I love the most. Okay, like what Kenneth shared just now, the Thrive 2022 report. All right, I think Kenneth, you want to share the report later, right? Okay, a sample report later.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, okay, Kenneth will share you guys a sample report of what you can see in the Thrive report. All right, and it is amazing. I personally have used it before. When I didn't know how to use it, I regret it because I remember I did a Facebook Live a year ago or so, and I dig back my Thrive report, and I saw on a monthly basis what was stated there. Some of it really happened, and I told myself, if I have paid more attention to it, okay, then I could have, solved my problem or challenge back then easier. All right, so you guys got to take a look at the Thrive report shortly.
Yeah, guys, back then in 2017, when Thrive first came out, I paid $450 for one ticket. I had to borrow that money from my uncle because he was going as well, so he paid for me. Okay, so a real Thrive back then, okay, at one of the cheapest was $450. So because now it's virtual, right? You guys, this is like the cheapest ever in the history of Joey Yap Consulting Group. Okay, so guys, don't miss it. Okay, now if you guys are thinking, oh, is this worth the money, all that stuff? I know that every year I have to attend Feng Shui and Astrology. Now, let me just clarify certain things. Feng Shui and Astrology, because Dato' Joey Yap is going to be talking to tens of thousands of people. He can't give you details. Okay, I mean, let's be realistic. He can't give you details. All right, so he can only talk about the 12 animal signs, how all the information he shares is applicable for everybody. Okay, then Thrive comes along. What is Thrive? It's personalized to your 八字 chart because everybody is different. Okay, I will explain more later when we show the sample chart. Okay, so if you're not going to spend any money with us for the rest of the year, it's absolutely fine, right? But these are the two events that you cannot miss. Because if you miss this, right, then there's no point using metaphysics at all because you don't even have the general direction on how to navigate through the year. Okay, so this is a must. Now, even as a consultant now helping people, this is one event that I will always attend because for some strange reason, I am meant to hear certain things that Datuk Joe Yap is going to hear that is relevant to me. Okay, so if you're attending, it will be relevant to you. Okay, so guys, FSA Thrive compulsory. Okay, if you want to save your money, this is the one. Okay, and guess what? It's happening this weekend, right? On Friday, right? Is it this?
Yes, Friday, it's happening this Friday.
Exactly, it's coming this Friday. The reason why we're doing this Facebook Live is because a lot of people miss the advertisements because we don't really advertise this a lot, right? So we want you guys not to miss out because this is like a compulsory thing for a lot of people. Yeah, that's exactly what Reebok said. It's compulsory. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to say one more word, like it's compulsory and satisfaction guaranteed. Okay, personally, we have all experienced it. Okay, everyone who have attended it might have benefited from it already. Okay, now the other package that we have is a gold admission. Okay, $397. All right, what you get extra, okay, is you get 2 personalized report. Okay, one for you and one for your partner, your husband, your business partner, your children, whoever you want it to be. All right, you'll get an additional report. Now, this Thrive report otherwise will not be available for you to purchase at all. All right, because it is a bonus. All right, and on top of that, you will get a bonus Thrive report walkthrough. All right, by our JY coaches. All right, basically they'll run you through, okay, guiding you on the personalized Thrive report, because as a new beginner you might not know what it is, even though Dr. Joe Yap will cover some of it during the event. All right, but you'll get a one-on-one session with a JY coach. All right, and you will also get now this Thrive Fundamentals is a pre-event which has already happened on 7th of November. Okay, but if you enroll now, you will get the replay. Okay, so you can watch back. Okay, especially for beginners lah. Okay, and of course, you have an option, all right, to choose to purchase additional Thrive report with just an additional $100. Like I said, otherwise the report itself is worth $300. All right, but you can top up, to get 2 or 3 additional ones for $100 each. Okay, guys. So hopefully we'll see you guys on this coming Friday. Okay. Now I saw Raymond Ho asking, when can we get the link to print out the Thrive report? Soon. I was informed it will definitely be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. All right, check your email. Okay. All right. So now back to what you guys want. Okay, where is this? I thought I hide that comment already. Okay. Okay. All right. Kenneth, you want to show them a sample Thrive report?
Right? Do you have the file? Because I don't think I should be sharing.
All right. Hang on. I think you can share because it's in PDF format, right? It's not PowerPoint. So
okay, let's try. Okay, let's try. Can you guys see this?
Hang on, let me add it to stream. Okay, now guys, this is a sample report. It's not based on anyone. It's just randomly. We just simply key in, and we generated this. Okay.
Yeah. So this person does not exist, but this is just a sample report to give you guys a quick walkthrough of what you guys are going to receive for free. This is also the report that I used, okay, to save my life by selling my factory quickly in 2.5 months. Okay. Now, first of all, you're going to get your natal chart, okay, but then you're going to have additional information, okay. Look at the Shima Life Palace, which Datuk Joe Yap will go through. That means depends on his mood. He will give you certain tips. All right. If he feels like sharing more, he will tell you exactly what to learn, what to focus on for 2022. okay, including the achievement elements as well, what all this actually means, okay, very, very important, okay, because this actually gives you a focus point, regardless whether you're looking at investments, whether you're trying to for side gigs, whether you're trying to learn a new skill. What is it that you need to do that is meant for you to do? All right, it's getting answers, okay, and then let's see. Okay, the achievement lovers. Okay, this is your destiny chart. Okay, this is the unique part. Okay, a lot of people they use the flying stars to find noblemen. They use the flying stars to find the intelligence sector. But guess what? Do you know that we have our own, based on our parts chart, we have our own nobleman sector, sky horse, intelligence, peach blossom sectors as well. That is different from the generic one. Okay, this is what is personalized to you. That means only you can use it. Okay, good, right? And then the 6 aspects, we can see exactly your life purpose, financial, relationship, and then they're going to give you the 10 gods now. During Thrive, hopefully, Datuk Joyap is going to teach you how to use the different stems. Okay, the different stems. This is called game changer. So you have to look for the opportunities, the days with these stems, okay, to get certain results that you want, okay, in these 6 aspects of your life. Now, a lot of people tell me, Kenneth, when you explain stuff to me, right, when you explain it, right, I seem to understand everything. But once you stop talking, that's it, right? I go back to being, go back to looking at the chart, and the chart looks back at me. If you're not so good at parts, not a problem, because this gives you a breakdown of what the month means to you, okay? So the whole AI, this is the AI of Datuk Joyap. So it will tell you, whatever clashes, destructions, of the heavenly stems of the branches, everything is explained to you on a monthly basis. Okay, and this was what in my example, this was what I found in the 2017 Thrive report. I was using the monthly flying star chart to chase the wealth star, okay, and to get promoted to consultant using the star 6, right? That was what I did. Then for people who love Qi-Men, this is your monthly Qi-Men chart. So you can use it for your strategic execution, right? You can use it for all your Qi-Men purposes, right? You can use it for which deity to use based on your manifesting, right? Based on your purpose, right? And of course, this part here, people who know Qi-Men, okay, you can calculate your 3 victory days, okay? And your 6 aspects changes on the monthly basis as well, okay? Exactly what I did with the Bazi, how you can plan on a monthly basis. This tells you how the energy changes on a monthly basis as well, okay? So all this I'm not going to explain. All this I'm going to leave it to Datuk Joyap. If not, it's going to be like overlapping of information. Okay, then the following month, right? So this tells you every single month all the way to the last month of 2022, right? This is like your ultimate reference guide, okay? Depending on the purpose, depending on just say any events, tough decisions, you want to find out what's going on, you do not want to come for a consult because you do not know what to ask, right? Or if you're a very strong person like me, right, you want to help yourself, you can use this as the ultimate reference guide. Now, I'm going to show you something very, very special. Okay. Now, this is the ultimate blueprint of your energies based on different focus points. If you're talking about finance, money, you can see how the energy changes. So if you know, for example, in March, right? Oh, my finance energy is going to be so strong, right? You better do a lot of marketing over here, because when you spend a lot of marketing over here, then your sales come in March. Can you see how to use this? Career, when you want to get promoted, make sure that you prove yourself in these 3 months. Very high chance for promotions, okay? Relationship, people use relationship, whether you want to, okay, I'm not sure, maybe you want to propose, you can, Okay, you want to propose, you can. These months, don't propose, just status quo. Okay, don't be an idiot. Okay, don't go and do stupid things. Okay, well-being. Just say you want to start a wellness program. Okay, you can start it up here. Okay, that includes dieting, that includes a treatment as well. Okay, so everything here Dato Joya will explain to you, right? Even when people are going for like spiritual retreats, this is a good month. This is a good month to go. Okay, so you do not have to be an expert at anything. Remember, I told you the secret the secret to thrive is plug and play. All right, so we give you all the answers. It's up to you to use it. Now, the best part of all, okay, check this out. Your personal good dates for 2022, specifically only for you. Okay, that means your wife, your husband, your friends, totally different. Okay, totally different. So if you want to start an event, you just say you want to start a process, you want to do something that is quite significant, just look for all the orange boxes. Easy or not? You don't even have to bother, right? Whether it's good or bad. When you see the orange means good, just go and do, right? Good or not? And this is like 365 days, guys. Okay, every single day until the next thrive. Okay, until 2023. Okay, so good stuff. This is my favorite part. So I don't have to disturb. I do not have to disturb the date selection team. Okay, right? You can use this, right? Unless you really want to select a specific date for a very important occasion, then you can make use of the Joya date selection team as well. But if you're talking about small events, like starting a job, or just say a minor renovation in your house, or just say applying for jobs, for example, just pick the good dates and apply like crazy. Okay, so this is what I call the ultimate reference guide for the entire year. Okay, especially this is very relevant to people who are like me, who like to only help themselves.
That's right,
There you
guys.
go.
And I think the personal date selection is especially useful because do you know that if you engage us for a personal date selection, okay, whether you want to launch a campaign, whether you want to, move into a house or whatnot, all right, this will cost US dollar 350 for each date that we select for you. All right. And now with this report, you have gotten all 12 months good dates for you in advance, so you can plan ahead what you want to do. Yeah, like what Ray said, do this alone can fun. All right. I know, I hope you guys, for those of you, who want to use this awesome reference guide, right, to plan ahead, for 2022, craft your own action plan. All right. Do it yourself. All right. Then do hop on, okay, to this link here that I'm going to show on the screen right now. All right. joeyyap.com/2022 path. All right. To enroll for Joey Yap Strive 2022. Okay, guys. Yay. Yeah, Carol Mark says, right, getting the best date to apply for a job. Yeah, I mean, there are various good dates. I mean, just keep it simple. All right. Don't ask, if you are as simple as sometimes even for us, right? We know a little bit of date selection, but we don't look so much into detail when you're in a rush or you need to do something urgently, you need to find a date. Just open up your Thrive report and see that date in yellow, in orange color, and just, plan that, use that date instead. Okay, guys?
Plug and play, guys. Plug and play. Plug and play. That's all you need to do.
All right. And I saw Maysik just now ask, is the monthly flying star also personalized in the Thrive report? No, Feng Shui monthly flying star is monthly flying star. You don't have your personal flying stars in Feng Shui, okay? So it is not personalized. All right. Raymark say, I use those dates for my Spotify releases. All right. What are the results that you gotten, Ray? Share. Go on. Type in the chat group so that they know.
Right. Ray Mark is famous as an influencer, so we all know that already. So yeah, so now I know why you're so famous, because you pick all the right dates to release all that stuff. So good job, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the session today. All right. If you want to get in touch with us, okay, to arrange a consult with Kenneth, just email to us at consult@joeyyap.com. Otherwise, I hope we'll see you this weekend, all right, in Thrive 2022. All right. And, let us, after this event, I hope all of us can have an amazing 2022. Okay. At least, improve, get yourself a few steps ahead of what you are currently, the situation that you're currently in. All right. And, you will have a much better year if you plan ahead of whether using dates, whether using Pazi, Feng Shui, or Qigong. There are bound to be something that you can do and you can benefit, okay, from what you learn in Thrive. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Kenneth, for your time and amazing sharing as usual. Okay.
Thank you, thank
And
you. Yeah.
yeah, for those of you who have not followed, subscribe to Kenneth Telegram yet, okay, go ahead and subscribe to it. All right. Find him, type in JY Kenneth and find him there. Okay, guys. Good night, everyone. Okay. And we'll see you guys this Friday. All right.
See you guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.